patching an image in Photoshop. We're going to use the patch tool. This is a really quick, easy way to repair or remove an area. The patch tool is grouped underneath my healing brush and the spot healing brush tool. You can also use Shift J. J is the quick key, the keyboard quick key to get to spot healing brush, but if I press Shift J, it'll toggle healing brush, patch tool, the content aware move tool, and red eye. So I'm going to use this patch tool. So in theory, this is not a painting tool. However, it really fits well with this content. So what the patch tool does is matches. It matches the texture. It matches the lighting, it matches the shading, and it also can match, actually this patch tool and spot healing brush tool really work together, and the spot healing brush tool can match transparency, and we'll take a look at that. So to use the patch tool first, there are two methods of using it. Source and destination. When I have the patch tool active here, you'll see source at the top and you see destination at the top. So we're going to choose to work with source first. So we need to select an area that we want to fix, or we want to use the patch tool to select an area. So I can use the patch tool to select an area, and I'm just clicking and dragging. Or I'm going to do a Command or Control D to deselect. I actually can use any of my other selection tools. I could use a rectangular marquee tool if I wanted. I could use a quick select tool or the magic wand or just the lasso tool. A patch tool really does work very similar to the lasso tool. So whatever method, you just need to have a selected area. So I'm going to go back once again with my patch tool and just select an area here. It doesn't have to be perfect. So with my selection and with my patch tool active and making sure that source is my option up in the options bar, I'm going to drag this selection, and notice when I click inside, my patch tool has a different little icon with it. See outside, it doesn't. Inside to the right, I get a little arrow. So I'm going to click and drag this selection, you can already see what's happening, over top of what I want to be patching this with. Notice I'm looking at the tree line in the background, I'm looking at the grass. Doesn't quite fit, but the minute I let up on my mouse, my selection is still active here, but it blended. It blended that texture and the lighting and the shading. It did a pretty good job. If I do a Control D and deselect here, you can see it's very difficult, maybe a little bit with as far as the blurring and the crispness of the grass here. But if I didn't tell you what I just did, you might have a hard time figuring that out. So the patch tool really does work quite well. Let's go the other direction. So I'm going to press F12. If you're on a Mac, function F12. What this does is reverts me back to the last time I saved. It's the same thing as going under the File menu and doing a revert. It's grayed out now because I'm already reverted. So I'm back to what I started with. Okay, so patch tool. This time, again, I want to select the area that I want replicated, and I'm going to do that again, either way, however you want to get your selection. I'll do very similar to what we had before. This time, I'm going to choose destination option here in the options bar, the patch destination from source. And again, I'm going to drag the selection over now the area that I want to fix. Okay, so this is reverse of what I just did. Get a little guide there indicating, yeah, I'm moving straight across. If I let up now on my cursor, you can see that it blends it. If I do a Command D to deselect, a little bit of some archiving here with pixels, you can see a little bit of issue. But again, if I zoomed out a little bit and didn't tell you what I did, you might not even realize that that flower was there initially. So that's a great way that we can use the patch tool. Very, very fun.